work on you.
What is up, you guys? I'm in the garage today, about ready to hit a workout. I love my little garage gym. But I'm taking off here later tonight for another mini adventure over the weekend, and then I'm jumping up north of North Dakota to film a podcast with a friend. So just a little bit of adventure, and that's what I'm gonna talk about today, is the importance of these little adventures in attacking your life, approaching your life as an adventure, and that one little shift, how much that will make a difference in your life. And this is how important I know it is for men specifically to live this way. So let's hit this workout. I'm gonna go jump in the sauna and we're gonna get into this.
If I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking it first. I told me that I won't make it, knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Still came fast, I put in the work. Painting a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. It's one by chance or luck. I took one
okay, seated rows done. I'm gonna hit some pull downs quick here. And I'm gonna do some really heavy kettlebell rows with a heavy kettlebell. Smash that quick, smash my triceps. Really quick workout. I'm gonna go get in the sauna. We're gonna chat it out.
Come, I just gotta be patient, keep on pushing and take these risks. Made racks off putting my pain on track, grinding hard trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong, they said that I can't but I know that I can. If I could do it then why can't you? Get up and make it work, ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking it first. You can't tell me that I won't make it, knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy, I had no body, I came from dirt. Painting a picture when I write lyrics, don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. It's one by chance or luck, I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime, I'm not at 100, yeah I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. If I could do it then why can't you? Get up and make it work, ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I will make it, knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy, I had no body, I came from dirt.
Rest. Up. I just ordered this 150-pound boxing bag here last week. I'm gonna set it up right here beside my rack. I really want to try getting in some new style of workouts. I was in Taekwondo when I was younger, so I love the martial arts aspect to it, but I've never done boxing. So my guy that actually helps me train Kainos, my Belgian Malinois. She's a killer. She looks like a little psycho in here, but she's mean. But he actually has a ton of background in that, boxing, teaches boxing as well. So I'm gonna have him teach me some basics and get going and just use that as an additional way to push myself and get some great cardio in a different way this wintertime. So pretty pumped to have that put up here pretty soon. I gotta get a buddy over here to help me build a little brace and get that lifted up and hung up, so it's gonna be rad. All right, headed down to the sauna. So we put in the sauna in our master bedroom here last winter. We had this built, this thing's pretty sick. So it's been heating up. We're going to start that over, get the red light on, and we're gonna have a nice little talk. All right, first time filming in my sauna, but I'm trying to make use of my day here. And I'm excited about this coming week because last week I went on this mini adventure, stuff that I used to always do. And I haven't been doing much of it lately, and I just felt this craving in my soul to go do this, to go get out on the side of this hill that I love to sit on and watch the sun come up, that I love to go hunting on and watch mule deer move through the countryside. These little pieces. And I was reminded so much of the importance of adventure. And I could feel that going back into my DMs of my Instagram, where roughly 1,000 conversations are started a month with men. And all of a sudden, all of those conversations started flooding in. All the ones that were guys that are craving the same thing. And it really makes me, it made me go deeper into the thought process of our success as men. As we have success in our careers. And oftentimes the rest of our life doesn't reflect that same success. You know, for some guys, it's their bodies don't reflect that same success as they've had in their careers, or their marriage life doesn't reflect that same success, or their internal world of peace or feeling content doesn't reflect that same success. And so I really was thinking deeply on that. And I'm like, I'm going out again next week and I'm taking some time off, because on that side hill, I could feel this feeling of guilt that, man, I could be working right now. I'm not being that productive. And then it made me realize that I was feeling this attachment of my productivity, my success, being very attached to my work, my business, interacting with my clients, all those things, which are insanely important in what I do. But if I can't step aside for a day or a weekend and not feel a guilt, then there's an adjustment that needs to be made. And for a lot of men, that adjustment needs to be made with the way they view their health, with the way they view relationships, with the way they view their internal world. And so as I'm re-adventuring, because ironically, this is all I used to do. If you followed me for my long haul of this, when I started this in 2011, 12, when we were filming all of our adventures, the whole Run to Gun spirit was born on this. And I was reminded on that side hill to go back to this. The importance of adventure in men's life. That adventure for you might not necessarily be out on the side of the hill. That adventure for you could be the pursuit of getting a promotion so you can get the house that you want. So you can buy the dream car that you want. So you can go on the vacation that you want that then yields a greater adventure in your life. Because the mindset is actually switching and turning into that every day is an adventure. But our perception has to switch on this. Our viewpoint has to morph on this. And oftentimes it'll take a weekend adventure to help morph this. When you actually get away, when you step aside, and this could literally be in your backyard, going on a hike, getting quiet, turning off your phone, and getting in the backyard and adventuring and hearing and listening to what's going on in your internal world and what actually needs to happen. And then that leads to the next thing. A lot of you guys are feeling like, I don't even know what the next thing is. Yeah, nobody else does either. Because everybody is hearing so much of what everybody else's story is that you forget to, after you hear that, to use it as an aspirational piece and then go sit and be still and listen to what your next move is. Use this video as an aspirational piece for you to take the next move, not just to see what my next move is. Use it to be like, I can do that too. Use it as a teaching method. That's the whole point of what I do in my coaching business, is to lead into that next piece for you. So go on that next venture. And I'm going to show you some of my adventure this week. I wasn't even going to do this. I wasn't even thinking about this until I was sitting down and filming this in this moment. And I'm like, you know what? I was going to edit this right now before I left and get it out. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm actually going to take the camera with me. And it's not going to be probably a bunch of film, but I'm going to keep on getting some clips in, showing you the adventure, taking you with me as permission for you to go on yours. Because that's the point of this. The point of this is to be, I can do this too. That's what I want to encourage. That's what I've always encouraged. Not to be something out of reach, but showing you parts of my life, the struggles, the wins, all of it, and then use and flip it and frame it for you so you can actually learn and apply it into your own life, because your perception's different than mine. Even when I'm explaining this to you, you lived a different life than me. So what I'm saying and what it means in my heart and my mind, you're soaking in from your own point of view, and it means something probably totally different to you because it's relating to what you've already experienced. No two people experience quite the same thing. We're going through much of the same things, but the perceptions, because of the unique experience that you've lived, is one of one for you. That's the amazing adventure that we're in. So let's go this weekend and this week. I'm going to show you some of the adventure that I'm on, and I want you to take it as permission. As you're listening to this, those of you who really pay attention to this are actually locked in. And when you're seeing it, you're closing the gap between what I'm showing and saying and your own dreams, ambitions, and goals. And you're closing that gap of like, okay, this part's mine, this part's mine. I'm seeing myself in my own dreams. I'm seeing myself in my own pieces to go accomplish, to go live, to go experience without worry of an outcome. Let's go. Well, opening morning adventure didn't last very long. I got up here in the dark about an hour and a half ago and had a buck that I was watching actually last week, chasing some does right down here below me. It happened so fast that I hadn't even turned the camera on yet, but I had seconds to get on him and get a shot. But he's down right here below me, so that's pretty awesome. But I'm just gonna sit up here and enjoy the moment for a little bit, because it is an outstanding morning. Definitely the buck that me and Jared saw last week. We got quite a bit of footage of him actually. Just like really weak fronts. So good one to get out of here. That's awesome. Well, I hiked in here this morning. Dad came in to help me pack him out, which is awesome because he's down in this hole. Pretty awesome. Always an adventure. One of my favorite spots to hunt. And I mean, you can see why. This stuff's just fun to be up in. The deer, ton of deer moving this morning, all the way back up in some of this stuff. Well, all the meat is packed up, head's cut off, meat's packed. We're gonna pack the bags here in a second. We're just cooling off, enjoying a little time down here in this bottom. Little snack before we hike on up out of here. Good day, big day. All right, we're loaded. It's heavy. We got some up to do. So we might as well get started. 3:30 a.m. We're headed on the next leg of the adventure. Driving north about 4.5 hours to Bismarck, North Dakota, meeting up with an old friend. We've been talking about doing a podcast on his podcast for years, and ironically, a couple weeks ago I was thinking about him. He texted me the next day and was like, "Podcast, man," and I'm like, absolutely. So I kind of paired it up with this trip, knowing that I was going to be back out west seeing my dad doing this hunting trip, and I could just shoot straight north to Bismarck and do this. So we're doing an 8 a.m. start up today, so that meant getting up at 3:30, fueling up the truck, and we're on the next leg of the adventure. Let's go.
You've got kids, you've got extra diapers.
2.8 miles. Take a slight right turn onto US 83 North.
So just finished up the podcast with Brian, Mighty Mo Coffee Company. It was amazing. We swung down to one of their locations. They're actually opening up a second location right now. This is their main one. And grabbed a cup of coffee and a breakfast sandwich. We sat down and just talked a little bit. What a special day. Really excited for the podcast to drop here in like a month as well on his podcast. So really cool place, special day. We got a long drive home, like a 6-7 hour drive home now. Great weekend.